important as well was that we're fighting about. We're heroes within. We're heroes within, but we're here mostly as members of Comicsgate.
I mean,
it'll never get old.
That was hilarious.
That was a Yanafui original.
Hail Yanafui, right?
Yeah. Funny stuff. Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Graded Point Live. And no, I was not pooping. You nasty, nasty person.
I'm sitting here like it's past go time, and he's still fucking talking about fucking Trump and shit.
It was only 3 minutes late. Who cares? You've been later than that.
Yeah, but at least whatever I was doing was fun.
Oh, it wasn't.
I like how you admit to it.
Yeah. Every time. Every time.
Every time.
So we got a guest tonight, guys. You need to, shape up and fly right.
Nah, let's just get wild and crazy. Everybody let their hair down.
Drew, what's going on, brother? How you been?
I have been all right. I have been pushing hard and hail fucking White Cat Comics. This is Carla. That's who that is.
Yep, Carla.
God, why am I? You're like, how you doing, Drew? Apparently, I'm getting senile. That's what's going on. No, the second book is doing good. Campaign's pushing hard. I am doing my best to nose to the grindstone. At the same time, the first campaign, it dropped off like freaking 7 packages today to ship out. So
yeah.
Nice.
Long as it's been stated, as long as the mails run, Comicsgate is in business.
Yes, indeedy.
Yep.
Yes, indeedy.
I mean, I hate to go to the ways of the Pony Express, but if it comes to it, we'll all buy horses.
Yes.
We will get you your books.
Well, drones. We'll do drones.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Drone delivery.
No, but I want a pony.
You can have a pony.
Yay!
The rest of us be doing cool drone shit.
Yeah. The rest of us be on motorcycles.
Oh,
Yeah.
a fucking Comicsgate motorcycle gang? That'd be metal.
Yes. Definitely.
Stream Element Spot is running. Thank you, Stream Element Spot. I'm glad you're running.
Stream Element
Man.
Spot, come
If
back.
we had our own motorcycle gang, we could reenact that episode of Knight Rider.
Yeah. Anything that involves Knight Rider, I'm down for. I don't care. Yeah.
Now I'm wondering, like the motorcycle gang episode of Knight Rider was that wasn't really a tough motorcycle gang.
No.
Mm-mm.
I do like the idea though that they would just go and harass David Hasselhoff while he's on vacation mountain climbing for no reason, and the sheriff and dad's like, "Mister, with your fancy future car, please, we don't want you to solve our problem. Just let it be."
I know, seriously, like 5 minutes, I can have this over with. No, sir, no, you have to go.
That's the only reason the episode lasted at the full length.
That's hilarious.
Man, it's it's like a Man of Steel all over again. Clark, my invincible son. Whatever you do, don't save me.
You guys remember all they had a bunch of biker episodes in the Chip series?
Oh yeah.
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 Those I used to love those bikes. Those were like 1970s early 80s motorcycles all chopped out and stuff. It's like they're doing all kinds of crazy stunts on those hardtail bikes. I'm like, damn. Then the stunt days right there. You're jumping a hardtail. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No shot.
It's so I looked at a documentary a few weeks ago, and they were talking about how they did all these back in the day these sick jumps they used to do in movies and TV shows and stuff.
Yeah.
And then you found out especially in the 80s as time went on, they realized if we keep doing this with cars, we're gonna run out of cars that look like what we're trying to stunt jump. So they started going to models instead, like miniatures.
Well, also they the insurance for stunt drivers got super high.
Yeah.
And then cars have changed. So like using, you know, a car in an accident, like you can't jump like a freaking Prius and a Prius. There we go.
Yeah.
Makes it look cool. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So you got to jump a GTO, right? Well, GTOs now are expensive, and the insurance on the driver of the GTO, you know what I mean, is super high because those cars are not designed to save the person when they wreck. You know,
Yeah.
even though they custom design that shit afterwards, it just that the insurance companies go super high on that now, and that's why they don't have. That's why it costs a lot more for a car stunt these days.
And I
Mhm.
remember in the mid 2000s, early 2000s, there was this Mountain Dew commercial I really liked with a car stunt. And the stunt is this guy with a convertible flips his car over another dude because they got the last Mountain Dew and takes the dew out of his hand while the car is spinning and lands on its wheels. My dad looked at, the cars aren't built like that anymore. If that happened, that car would have jumped in two as soon as it left the ground.
Drunk Ed said, "Fuck that! I'm going to jump a Prius." Well, Drunk Ed, it was nice knowing you.
yeah. Try and get it off the ground 4 feet at least.
Even with a 20-foot ramp, you would have trouble jumping a Prius. Well, heck, even the old General Lee, like I found out, like to make those, like when they were still jumping the cars, they had to put they had to fill the what do you call it? The trunk. They had to fill the trunk with concrete.
Yes.
So to give it enough lift, in the back, make it heavy enough so when they jumped, it would come down. So
the engine would be balanced, right?
Right.
And then they the rest of the car was gutted. So there was nothing when they jumped those cars. There was nothing in them. No seats. Almost very little wiring. The no firewall.
Yeah.
So it was the most dangerous thing to jump. And very rarely did they use the same car after they started the jump, right? Because, and if you notice, the start of jumps in Dukes of Hazzard, there's so many of the starts that they've used the same one over and over in other episodes.
Yeah,
because it's more expensive to jump the car and try and recover it afterwards than it is to just take a little off the shoot it to where it looks like it's landing. You know what I mean? Because they can jump it off of a ramp. You know what I mean? That's right there. You know what I mean? They just a little platform that's off camera. They just it just jumps off and it lands. So it takes a big hit because it's still dropping 10 feet or whatever. But it's not like it's jumping a ravine and it's just.
The worst ones, I'm reading, and like I said, I was watching a Dukes of Hazzard, documentary, and they said the worst ones were when they let it jump into creeks or ponds or something like that, and then they would accidentally jump it into an area where the pond was, not shallow enough, and they said, well, then they started looking at it, it's like, well, there goes the car. It just sinks into the the pond because they thought they were hitting the shallow area and actually it was a little deeper than they thought. So
yeah, they actually have lost a few that way because when they were jumped because if you notice, there's always that same big, huge, almost like mud lake, right?
Yeah.
If they jumped it too short, right, they would it would land and they would have to pull it out with chains, right? There was one time they jumped it and it's not like they over jumped it, but they jumped it instead of sinking, it skid because the mud was a little thicker. So it skid out further and then sunk.
Yeah. So it was like what we call around here, in the country, we call it mudding. But, when we go mudding, we're in big trucks with 20-inch tires and shit,
Right. And the General Lee had the way it was designed, it had a solid bottom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that it would, it would skid on that mud. So it's just,
shots look great. The shots from it look great, but it was the aftermath. It's like getting it out of there.
I found that commercial I mentioned. I put it in private chat.
All right, we'll watch your.
Turn the volume off because at the end there's 15 milliseconds of a song.
Gotcha.
That was popular at the time.
That guy looks familiar. The guy, I just when I just came upon the preview thing. Give me just a second. Share the screens. Sharing the screens. So I can just do it with no audio. There we go.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at this.
That's funny. I didn't know that Channing Tatum.
That's who it is, Channing Tatum. Yeah. I was like, I know this guy, right?
It's like thin Channing Tatum.
Yeah. Before he bulked up a little bit.
Yeah.
Pre-Magic Mike.
He thinks he's safe. Give me that.
I like it.
That's good. And the guy said it to him again. He's like, I know you do that stuff on purpose.
My dad told me that if that car really did that, it would have split in half as soon as it went airborne.
Yeah.
No, that car could have technically done it if it was designed properly, but it wouldn't have landed with them doing like that. They would have been whipped around and there's not with lap belts,
Right.
Maybe crossover shoulder, buckle in a helmet. It might,
I mean, let's be honest. Speaking of Dukes of Hazzard, I think Piper looks like she's ready to be in an episode of Dukes of Hazzard. Got her overalls on.
Good old Piper Duke.
She's doing her Uncle Jesse cosplay.
Yeah.
She's just a good old girl. Don't do no harm.
All you need is a beard and that red hat. You're good to go.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah.
You just need a Santa beard and a red hat.
Yeah. Oh, Piper. That's a new one. Piper is Goth Daisy.
Goth Daisy.
Hey.
What? You like you want to say something?
Oh, I just, how I ran outside apparently to go look at the freaking moon?
Yeah.
Well, the sky was freaking clear, and I'm sitting here listening to like
Thunder.
awful thunder right now, and I'm like, man, I was just out there and it was fine.
It was we had a storm earlier. It was we were having dinner. All of a sudden, just sitting there having a good time. All of a sudden, I was like, what the? It's that time of year, though.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, there was a nasty one last night that came out of nowhere, and it was super nasty, but like just as fast as it like showed up, it left too.
Mm-hmm.
After wrecking everything.
You live in Ohio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Ohio has the best thunderstorms, though, man. I remember when I was in Ohio, I was based out of a road band out of there, so it's like we would go to those like little parties and stuff, and then way in the dark distance you would see like these major lightning storms. It's just like major because of the way that it's the like flatland for days. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you
You like those? I hate those.
Really? I
It's like a pending doom for you. Like,
Yes. I have come so close to getting hit a bunch of times, and that number went way up when I moved out here.
You know what I hated about when it would flood in Ohio, because everything would be flooded. You know what I mean? Because because it's like it's old swampland. It's drained swampland.
See, I'm from Louisiana, so when you say flood in Ohio, and I'm like, yeah, everybody freaks out over like the tiniest little, just a little flood. Louisiana, that's a normal state.
I like how you say like it's just normal flooding. It's
Just
just a
your
little
typical,
flood.
like, this is a little flood. This ain't nothing.
It's kind of
Was
like it's kind of like Florida people saying, "Oh, it's just a small hurricane."
Yeah.
Right?
There's always a pond there.
That's at Louisiana, man. To get us to move for a hurricane, it's got to be like huge, and then we'll stick around and find out. Well, is the right part of the hurricane, that huge, scary hurricane, going to hit us?
Yeah,
Looks like the right, the tail's going to hit us.
What they call the
I
northern
guess
edge.
we'll move a little bit farther up north.
what do they call the northern edge
Northern
of the storm?
Louisiana. That's about it.
Right.
Yeah, the northern edge of the storm are usually the worst part, but
Yeah.
if you can have, it's just an F2 tornado. Like that. It's just
It's just
a
too.
small tornado. Like, dude,
Yeah.
honestly, and this is I've lived through hurricanes. I've lived through funnel clouds going over my house,
Mhm.
not actually hitting, but going over my house. So you hear the, that. Now,
Yeah, that.
this honestly the scariest, and I think I remember telling you, Piper and the other guys, about this. The scariest thing I ever went through was back in December, when there was just this really long, for about 20 minutes, straight line wind that was howling, and it was shaking everything in the house, and that was creepy. And I said, I was like, I said, I was Jesus. It's like, is it time? I mean, do I need to put on my suit? What's
one of those happened in Ohio just like 1 year, and the only reason it's memorable to me because I still worked on the base at that time, but my car was not working, so I had to get picked up.
Big surprise, your car wasn't working.
Yeah, I know, right? So I had to walk
theme with
from
Piper.
where I worked on the base to the gate. And that walk, that usually takes, like 2 minutes, took so long. I had to sit down and take a break because the wind was so strong that it shut everything down. So it closed early.
I put it this way: if you're ever in an area and you see, if you got stoplights, that the hanging stoplights, not the ones on bars, but the hanging stoplights, and they're sitting vertically, it's time to leave.
Walking against this wind was so hard that halfway to the gate, I sat down, took a freaking break, felt like I got hit by a bus, and was like, all right. They're almost here, so I better make the other half of the trek to the gate.
Yeah,
and there were times where I freaking fell because of that wind.
Yeah, I spent 2 years experiencing weather everywhere from Nebraska to the East Coast, and when I moved back to California, I definitely appreciated that all that I have to deal out here with is dry heat. You know what I mean? It's like. Yeah.
I dealt with hurricanes when I lived in not hurricanes, earthquakes when I lived in California.
We don't get too many earthquakes here in Fresno because we sit on a sand base. So
nice.
So like if there's an earthquake comes through, we really don't feel it. You know what I mean? We shift a little. It has to be a big earthquake, but we just shift a little. You know what I mean? We just kind of feel like you're in the sandbox is kind of moving around a little.
Okay, I lived in Monterey.
Yeah, you would feel it more there. That's
on
the other side of the St. Andreas.
felt them.
I learned from the Batman when they had the earthquake that if it's sitting on bedrock, that's the worst thing you could be on during an earthquake. Correct. Because it's just it makes it amplifies it essentially.
Right. Yeah. Or if it's an all clay base, you know what I mean? Yeah. But a sand layer is basically absorbs most of that movement. I mean, most of it. And it makes this whole area like almost earthquake proof. You know what I mean? So buildings don't have to be done up real super big and heavy duty for earthquakes like they do in San Francisco or like in LA now. So because Big Bear has been blowing up a lot, so LA have to earthquake proof themselves now.
Yeah. So I heard that there is a new book out by a certain person, very handsome gentleman. Nice and nice clean cut guy. Well, you got a little stubble.
Well, I didn't shave today. Sorry.
I don't think nobody's shaving right now. Honestly,
I don't know how clean cut I am. I mean, does this qualify?
You got it did up though, so that's the thing. If you were just letting it free fly, you'd be like, but you got the party in the back, but you got the party contained.
I do. I have it under control, right?
Yeah, you put the limit on it when the governor said only 10 people per.
Yeah, I got the social distancing. So
yeah, so you were social distancing your party in the back. That's
exactly. That sounds wrong.
I know, right?
Oh my!
So here we go, Captain Love, Rise of the Pirate King, Chapter 1.
Chapter 1, yes, the Dark Figure.
Mm-hmm. We've never. Yeah, this is a new trailer. Obviously, we haven't seen this one before.
Yes, this one has a soundtrack, so make sure your box is clicked.
Yeah, it's clicked. Don't worry. Should be anyway. I'm not. I've been known to boomer things once in a while. I don't know if you've ever watched this show. But let's check this out. I want to see this. That's how we start things off. We start off with the trailer, and then we talk about the book. So here we go. Y'all hear that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Drew Ish, and I'm the author of the Captain Love series. Well, I'll tell you all about the second book, Rise of the Pirate King. Yeah, that's the thing. And in this book, you're gonna get everything that you would expect from Captain Love. Yeah, you bet. And I'm blessed enough to be able to use the same creative team. You know what I mean? If you feel like the universe is giving in, you need love to the rescue. And it seems like nothing will be right again. You need love to the rescue. Captain Love to the rescue. All right now. Now, Captain Love is a space trucker and a former war hero. There is even a legend that he may be immortal. He is accompanied by Spade, who's a living AI. Yes, I said immortal. As he cannot die, and if it feels like the universe is caving in, you need love to the rescue. And it seems like nothing will be right again. You need love to the rescue. Yeah, love to the rescue. Captain Love to the rescue. All right now. In this book, you'll get space pirates, sexy girls and science monks. There'll be bar fights, space battles, and a lot of awesome junk.
Oh.
There's nudity and violence and swearing within, so this book is mature. That means it's not made for children. And it feels like the universe is caving in. There'll be love to the rescue. Yeah, and it seems like nothing will be right again. You need love to the rescue. Captain Love to the rescue. Captain Love to the rescue. Captain Love to the rescue. Thank you so much for your time. Please back Captain Love. The book is going to be awesome. Rise of the Pirate King is just the second in an adventure heading forward for many books. Thank you for your time.
Well, you solved one big problem that most campaigns
That was cool.
That was really
Sorry.
good. The biggest problem that you solved was like, the music. You said, I guess you just said, I'll make my own.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, Brian Krischgau challenged me to do a theme song for Captain Love months and months ago. And I came up with the hook, and then I came up with the chorus, and then I was thinking like, I would write verses for it, but then it occurred to me that it would lay out better if I just spoke over it in a rhythmic tone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it really, and what's funny is this actually is the burn track, like the one that I did, you know what I mean, just to listen back to see if I wanted to change it or not,
Right.
I actually was going to, when I was the day before the campaign launched, I was working on an actual like better version of it, which I think I'm going to save to launch with chapter 2. You know what I mean? So it's going to be the same song because it's the same book. It's still Rise of the Pirate King. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's going to be the same song, but different imagery. You know what I mean? And then a better recording, and then hopefully I'm going to be creative each chapter. So like the song will evolve. You know what I mean? Across the chapters. So.
Well, you put your pitch in the song, so
Right.
Yeah, nice.
I kind of like the idea of just the ever expanding ballad of Captain Love.
Just gotta point out from Mike Chris, my boy Good Preston just won Drawn and Backhold. Congratulations, Good Preston.
Good Preston, hell yeah, Preston.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Acevedo, yeah.
I fuck up his name when I'm not looking at it. I have a hard time with that, with people's last names.
Yeah,
and it's funny because I have a hard last name. You know what I mean? So it's but yeah, Acevedo is his last
Acevedo.
name. He's being featured on Indiegogo this in the emails this morning. I woke up to an Indiegogo email, and they tell you about the categories and like these are the stuff in this category, and he was there. I saw like a screen grab, and I made sure that he was aware that Indiegogo was featuring him, and he probably
That's really
see a
cool.
little bump because I mean, when Indiegogo emails people, you know what I mean, that usually turns into sales. So
That's a big deal. Yeah.
that is a big deal. So yeah, Doc Salem deserves it too. It's going to be a good book.
Oh yeah, yeah, and he's I got his update for Rockabilly Road Trip, and it's at the printers, so we'll be getting those soon. So
Yeah,
he's rocking right now. He's rocking and rolling. So
yeah, Rockabilly Road Trip. You know, he's a partner on that one with the so he doesn't get to like cash in on that as much as Doc Salem. You know,
right.
But Doc Salem's all his property, so it's like he gets to define where it goes when the next book comes out, all that kind of stuff. You know. Rockabilly Road Trip, he's got a partner that it's not all his choice.
Yeah.
So, but that's still cool. I mean, Rockabilly Road Trip's a great book. I mean, I really enjoy that. The Devil Driver car is awesome. You know,
it's like Micah especially, but I agree with Micah. You know, get that thing fixed so we can take it to the convention next year.
Yeah.
You know,
That's what I'm looking for.
They're building a new one. You know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Nice.
and it will be at the convention, from what I understand.
Nice.
I don't know if that's a guarantee, but I know that's an intention. So.
Yeah. Hey, as long as long as we get there, you know, we'll get over the beer bug, and you know, we're all going to hang out and have a good time. You know, that's
right.
And you got another trailer here. Is this for? It's reading this correctly.
That was just the art teaser. It's basically the same artwork and the longer trailer, with just a teaser music. It's like a 30-second long. It's not anywhere. It's everything that thing shows. We just watched.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's just like, you know, kind of like your quick hit trailer.
Yeah, it's the one I had with the pre-launch.
Right.
So, yeah.
Okay.
And I just didn't remove it. So.
So yeah. So as you pointed out, this is a mature book. Yeah.
Yes, indeedy.
Sex, violence, profanity, nudity, and other mature themes.
It's got titties.
I think, was it your book? I can't remember. It was on a War Campaign stream where it maybe been yours, maybe been somebody else's, and I think it was Rose said, "I can't wait to buy this for my kids."
Yeah. No, that's when Hero Shack made fun of it, and that's when that's the video that Hero Shack attacked and clipped it. Yeah,
even though it was obviously a joke, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, exact. Well, actually, I think it was Rose saying that the book isn't any worse than movies on TV and programs that his children observe.
Right.
And so Hero Shack wanted to come at him like you know, okay, so like I don't understand what Hero Shack's problem is. Because he's like coming at War Campaign and stuff like, you know, he's like an authority on how to live your life. All right. He's a fucking fat loser. You know what I mean? It's like
he also traces.
You know? Yeah,
and he also traces.
Right.
That we determined that the last time we made fun of him.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd be like you know, it's like you want to quote Paul or whatever. I saw like some tweet he did today that someone recaptures. Like, you want to quote Paul, I'll start throwing you fucking all kinds of things about gluttony. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, you know, and then about you know, like I believe it's Jesus said, don't point your finger at somebody else. You know, don't point out the speck of dirt and the speck in somebody else's eyes when you got a board in your own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
like the glass houses kind of thing.
Well, it's. I mean, I would use scripture to hit him with it. You know what I mean? It's like, and I actually am well armed with scripture. My father was a Southern Baptist minister. You know, believe. You know, it's just one of those things. I grew up with my nose in the book, so I know my way through it. And yeah. I don't know whether or not we should call him Hero Snack or Zero Shack. I'm not sure which is appropriate.
Yeah, a lot of people call him Hero Sack. I think that's one I've been hearing. I like how Micah explained it perfectly when he went over. He said, "You look like this." Yeah. Yeah, looking at a picture of him. You look like this. You have no authority over anybody.
Go away. You have no power here.
Got no power.
I don't. You know, it's like people who feel the need to, like, you know, Bible thump don't understand the Bible.
Yep, it's true.
You know what I mean? Because it's actually there's even verses in the Bible that it says that God considers like one sin unforgivable, and that's to turn people off God. and you know what I mean, and that's Bible thumpers. You know what I mean? People who are like, you gotta love God, and it's like, get away from me! Oh my God, I'll never even think about it again. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, I mean, seriously, there's people like that, and it's and it's like they're gonna have a rude awakening, and if you know. When they try to meet the gate of paradise, and it's like, you do realize that you did more damage than good, right? And you want to come in,
but it did it for you, J man.
It straight up reminds me of something. My mom. I think I mentioned this before. My mom's been on watching the Waltons kick. She went and bought all the seasons, and there was a part where the dad. Right, they went to a church, and it was like kind of like you're saying a Southern Baptist guy, and he was like, telling them, "You're going to hell if you don't get saved," and all that stuff.
I love it when they get all like that. The super Southern, you're going to hell if you don't get saved. You need that Jesus.
And of course, he's sweating everywhere, because
profusely, yes,
yeah. And eventually, the dad he walks out, right, and his wife goes chasing him out. She's like, "John." He just looks at her and he said, "I will not be yelled at," and walked away.
Right.
It's
there are preachers out there that that let's just say they're performance artists. You know what I mean? And they've chose a captive audience, so they've become preachers.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And the sad part is most of them don't believe what they're saying wholeheartedly. They just use it as a way to control a small group of people. And that's really sad.
So here's how you do it, Piper. Do you believe in the Lord? I said,
really,
do you believe in the Lord? Woman, answer me. Do you believe in the Lord?
There.
Do you, woman? You must tell me now. You'll be damned to hell. Do you believe in the Lord?
Well, it doesn't count if it's funny.
Who said I'm being funny, woman? You will damn your soul to hell if you don't. Sorry.
Yeah, I done did that forever ago.
Can't help it. I can't hold
T-shirt.
Oh God, I used to be able to do this one. Oh, let me take a deep breath.
Uh-oh. We're getting a mic. We're getting a mic moment. Here we comes.
My brothers and my sisters, I'm telling y'all, we're all going to hell. Look, but not if you buy this gold card signed by Jesus himself for $19.99. This gold card signed by Jesus himself will guarantee an entry to heaven in oh Lord. Oh God!
I feel bad because I started to zone for a second into what I was doing because y'all were talking religion, and so then I got put on the spot, and I was about to be like, "Bro, I'm agnostic.
Yeah,
leave me alone."
No, that's the thing. In that kind of situation, they'll badger you.
Yeah. In those cases, it's generally smile and nod or do my best to scare them away.
Yeah. Now open your hymn books to page 65. Time for a little Beulah Land.
Beulah Land?
It's a hymn.
It's
many hymns because there's like a million songs all named Beulah Land.
Oh.
Captain Love.
Anyway, this book that you have that you're selling on our show.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. The things, there's things about Captain Love that are important as far as like this campaign goes. So like I want to point out that every tier has domestic shipping included, right? So the numbers you see there, if you're in the United States, that's the number. There's not a shipping waiting for you when you click that and go in there. So that's communicated very clearly. If you are out of the country, the cost for U.S. shipping is discounted from the international shipping costs. Now, this becomes very important on, say, the executive producer tier, which is you're backing all the campaigns for this book, which means that you're going to get 7 packages. You're going to get chapter 1 in July when it ships. You're going to get chapter 2 when it ships. You're going to get chapter 3 when it ships. You're going to get chapter 4 when it ships. And you're going to get the first set of them. You know what I mean? So you're going to get it before the people that back in chapter 4's campaign. You're going to get the first ones that go out. You know what I mean?
It is essentially a subscription model.
It's for one book.
Cool.
It's a subscription model for one book. Essentially, yes.
Yeah.
For the whole book. So it's really like crowdfunding the book, but you're gonna get the chapters as they release.
Right.
Nice.
And so obviously the reason why that the price is because all those packages also have you're getting 7 freaking shippings. You know what I mean? If you charge $10 a shipping, that's $70 just there. You know what I mean? So, but I found a way to knock the price back, shift the price across to all the books. You know what I mean? So I feel as though $100 is an extremely good deal for 6 floppies and a graphic novel.
Yeah.
Shipped to your door in the style and quality that you can expect from Captain Love.
Oh yeah,
That is awesome.
It's a hell of a deal, and I mean it's a big bite. So it's like I understand if you can't do that, that's why I also offer the chapter by itself, and you can get the chapter with the Vinnie Tartamella variant, which is the first story, the Captain Love first tale with Vinnie's artwork on the cover, which that's a collector's item because it's only going to be available in the Rise of the Pirate King campaigns,
Right.
So that's so that one's like not in a rush to get. I was thinking that I would possibly do a different like variant cover of that and then just do short runs of them to make them more exclusive.
yeah.
But I don't know if there's enough like artists available to like deliver on that for 6 campaigns. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's just not enough like available artists, you know what I mean, in CG that are not already working on stuff to do like one for each campaign. So I think that it's probably smart to just play it, available for all the campaigns. And if I run out, if I over order and I run out, then I can always just order more. So
Yeah.
yeah, because the book's done. It just needs the variant associated with it and printed. And then there's also really cool stuff. So again, if you're out of the country, it's going to cost you a lot of shipping on top of that $100, right? So I've had people refund because they didn't realize that there was going to be like a big shipping on top of it. But you got to realize that's 7 packages you're going to get. You know what I mean? So you're paying for 7 shippings. You're paying now for 6 more campaigns after this one. You know what I mean? So it is, you're gonna get books in the mail for the next year and a half or so.
Right. And of course, just only chapter 1.
Yes, if you want just chapter 1, also signed as an option. And then the executive producer tier also, you can add the Vinnie cover on with that also if you want. And then then there's chapter 1 and volume 1 variant. That's the Vinnie cover and chapter 1 together. And then you see how it's chapter 1 versus volume 1. I want to make sure that's distinguished so people don't realize, you know what I mean? I don't want people confused.
Yeah. They're not getting the same book.
Right. Yeah. And then there's 2 copies of chapter 1 with 1 signed. That isn't like a super popular, but it is something that people ask for. So I've just put on the campaign, even if only 10 people get it throughout the campaign. It's just, something asked for. It's like they want 1 signed, 1 not signed,
Yeah.
So.
And you got a draw-in tier.
Yeah, and I got a drawn-in tier. This one is actually, it's an executive tier. So you get everything on the executive campaign, executive producer level. Plus you get drawn into one of the future chapters. Right now we're working on chapter 2, so that means there's 3, 4, 5, and 6, to get drawn into at this point. So that there's a lot of room, and then obviously I'll let you pick out of the available spots. What you will be drawn in as those spots exist, and they'll go away after a while because there's only 10 available.
Very nice. And then we got complete collector's package. Yeah,
this is basically like 2 executive tiers with 1 signed and the Vinnie book already included on both. So you get one signed and 1 not. So
gotcha. Then you got chapter 1 plus a character commission.
Yes. Now this is just chapter 1, and now this has this is something that I thought I would just throw in there to see if it would work. Now this will be a commission from any character of the book, right? With you. like
Oh.
selfie style. You give
Nice.
your picture, and you can be posed with, Captain Love, the Queen of Venus, with Spade, with whoever you want. It'll be done as if you like selfie style,
Mhm.
So yeah,
All right.
no one's taken me up on that yet. So
Well, somebody took you up, but at least one person took you up on this one.
yes, now this is a very special thing, because
Okay.
I'm going to be doing Captain Love books until I'm dead. You know what I
Right.
mean? This series is not going to stop. There's no reason. I got too much business sense to let the series die.
Yeah.
Right. So it's going to go on and on and on and on and on. So what this does here, and there's only one of these left. I have 2 available. One got bought, so that means there's only one left. Now you become part of the saga, which means that I will work with you to develop a character for the book, one that doesn't exist yet, one that I'm going to write in. Obviously, they're not going to. If the idea turns into somebody who becomes pivotal to the story, then the story will work around that person. Otherwise, there'll be somebody who's not pivotal to the story. But I will work with the person who buys the perk with who that is, who that character will be. And now, what's cool about that, they will be in the book, and then they will make at minimum a cameo in every graphic novel moving forward through the life of Captain Love. So they will always appear in the books forever and ever and ever. And then the creator credit will go to the backer for that character. So
Nice.
yeah. Well, co-creator character. I mean,
Yeah. Co-create. Yeah. And then you got some sold out variant cover original art.
Yeah, that Vinny cover went first. That was the first thing. I should have put that up higher because I mean it was gone. As soon as the campaign launched, someone was sitting on it. They're like, I'm gonna get me that Vinny art, and they did.
I've noticed that as soon as you say or put somewhere original art, it's just like whoop.
Well, as long as it's from an artist that's respected. I found that some people have trouble selling original art from an artist that went anti.
Yeah. Well, yeah, if it's garbage art, I understand, but you know what I'm saying, like, or a garbage person,
right? Or somebody who's betrayed Comicsgate in general, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, Mike Miller. Sorry. Now here's that variant cover. I just wanted to.
Yes.
Man.
Yeah, is that awesome? That like? I mean, I mean, when I saw the pencils for it, I thought, yeah, But then when he and even his tease of the spaceship wasn't like all the way impressive, because he did more work on it after his tease.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like his tease was a tease.
Yeah. I mean, not a full on butt shot, so Boner King, we disappoint, but
Nah, he did great. I don't flaw any of this at all. I mean, he really nailed the right attitude and the right feel of the character. I mean,
and that's the original piece that got sold.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's in pencils. There's not too much original Vinny art out there, so
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I probably could have got twice as much for it, but I didn't think about it like that. So
Vinny's he's a hot commodity. So
he's definitely an up and comer. I mean, he's as far as Comicsgate goes, he's already come up, but I mean, but as far as like overall well-known comic book name, it's going to happen for Vinny.
So we got just your stretch goals. So you've already met like 3 of these, pretty much.
Right. Yes. In the first 24 hours, actually,
which is great.
On graded on Raging Golden Eagles channel, we broke 3,000, and then we called it a night. And then I got the momentum through Indiegogo and everybody else who was getting the word that my book was out. You know what I mean? So like everybody who was waiting to back Captain Love picked it up. You know what I mean? In the first 24 hours. So that's true fans right there.
Definitely. And so your next one will be at 10,000, which would be 2 pages of bonus art added to the back of chapter 1.
Yes, I have bonus art waiting to be that I'm going to add to the book. I was even thinking about having instead of having a 2-page splash page added on top of that. Then if I do that, then it would technically be 4 pages.
Right.
So I'm debating if I'm going to save that for another stretch goal, like the splash ad. You know what I mean? Or because the thing is, I'm doing these in floppies, right? So this is the thing: splash pages are a better presentation in floppy format.
Yeah.
So, it would still end up in the graphic novel at the end, probably, but you know what I mean? It's but it's the floppies allow so much more. It's like being able to do both formats makes this a better project. You know what I mean? Because you can do the artwork and present it in both ways. And I can't wait. I mean, I haven't. I can't say this because it's a spoiler. But I'm looking forward to having some spreads in the book. You know what I mean? Because now that designing for comic book format, you know what I mean, as well as graphic, knowing, I mean, it's no secret that I admitted that there was things that I needed to learn about comic books going into Perfect Bound.
Yeah.
And my illustrator, I can't tell you, like after I discovered it, it was probably 4 conversations with him before he actually understood what the hell I was talking about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, the art, we can't do that. You can't do that. That's page 2. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't have that guy there. Why not? And he goes, I'm like, I got it inside the bleed and all that. I'm like, no, it's gonna fall in the gutter. And he's all like, what? And then I had to explain. Okay, he's like, Perfect Bound. I'm like, okay, look, open the book. Get the book. You have a copy of Captain Love. Open it up. Look at this page. See what happened to the artwork there? Look at this page. See what happened to the artwork there? Now he gets it. You know what I mean? So that problem is now ended. It's done. There's no more issues with the gutter ever. So that problem's over.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, it's I guess he never designed for a Perfect Bound book before. And I thought that he had, because we were talking about the like if you guys have a copy of it, so in the back there is a splash page in the back, right? And he, I kept telling him, look, you're putting like the character's arm right at the freaking gutter. You know what I mean? And it's like I thought I explained it clearly to him then, but apparently not. It took a few times.
Yeah.
But please back Captain Love. I'm serious. Like this is like I don't have children, so this is my baby. You know what I mean? This is it. I have invested all my savings, a substantial amount of credit, so that we could have this to this point. You know what I mean? And every penny that comes into these campaigns goes back into making Captain Love a reality. You know what I mean? I don't live on these campaigns. I have other money that I work for and make a living out of. I have the day job thing. I do marketing for a living. I do, consulting. I'm working on other things to draw in money so I can keep Captain Love floating as a self-sustaining entity. So every thing that you put into Captain Love is an investment, and it's an investment that will return. Piper and Optimus both have read the first book. They can tell you what they think.
Yeah. Well, Piper, go ahead.
I don't know. Actually, I can't say you guys have read it. I know that you guys have bought it.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot.
You anything else?
I liked it a lot. I have to go now.
I have to go now.
For people need to.
My people. I was about to say that. No, it's been a while since I got it, because I bagged it and it was like in my hands like 2 days later. It was crazy.
Yeah, because I was on your guys' show after I had already started fulfilling, right? Yeah.
Yeah. For some reason I wasn't expecting it. I expect, a wait. And
Next thing
regardless,
you know,
I guess. And I was just like, oh, it's done. And I liked it. It has me interested in the character of Captain Love. Makes me want to stick around and for the rest of his story. So I think it did its job.
Excellent.
Yeah. Well, the first thing I did was give it to a 5-year-old to read, because
You're a responsible adult. Of course you would.
Yeah. No, it was a good read. The art is fantastic. That's the beauty of That's gonna. I mean, and like I said, it's mature. Yes, it's mature, but you're very upfront about that. You're not trying to like skate over it or anything like that.
Yeah, and
like,
it's not like it's porn. I mean, it's like
tasteful.
it's like an R-rated movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Now, I do want to ask: is this going into man at all?
No. So this is how the campaigns are going to work. All right. So, depending on when Chapter 2 is ready, right? So when I'm going to do a pre-launch campaign for Chapter 2, but when Chapter 2, so like if this is going to go the 60 days, if I mean obviously I'm going to extend it, and it's going to go 60 days, and then after that it's going to go in demand until Chapter 2 is ready to launch. Right.
Nice.
Then this will close. Chapter 2 will launch.
Because I think I'll be able to afford it then.
Yeah.
We just, I mean, things are a little tough right now, when, like I said, people who've backed these books, at this point in this juncture, and, we greatly appreciate it because we know it's kind of tough at the moment, but, it's going to get better. So,
yeah, well, like I said, every penny that goes into this, it just goes into paying the illustrator and the colorist to do more. You know what I mean? That's where the money goes. I mean, obviously in the printing and that kind of stuff. I'm not seeing any of this. I mean, I see the money. You know what I mean? I see the numbers. Like goes into my account and I put it on my credit card, which pays for my illustrator. You know what I mean? So it's but it does not go into my pocket at all. You know what I mean? And I mean, in a way, if you think about it, like because I'm paying him for Chapter 2 as we work on it. You know what I mean? And I'm using and I'm gonna be honest. I use my credit card, right? So it goes, I pay him through PayPal and it takes the money right on my credit card. And then I pay the card down every month. You know what I mean? And both these campaign, the first campaign every sale on the first Captain Love book goes to pay for the creation of all this stuff. You know what I mean? Right. It is just paying it down and moving it forward because I'm still still rack up the money. I'm just still pay it on my card until it's until the card is paid off, and then there will be an account that is collected to to push it forward. And and until like I have enough money to do an entire graphic novel again comfortably, I will not be taking any profit from this book.
Right.
So I just want you guys to understand that when you're putting money into this, you're making a substantial investment into a smart business plan.
So straight up it's a, at the moment, very much a passion project. Because like you said, it's not, this is your kids, this is your baby. Yeah. And you're making everything you can to make it a reality. And
well, I've got it self-sustaining as far as a model goes right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like right now, if everything just flowed on the same kind of level that it's at right now, it would make enough money to keep itself going. And maybe in like 3 or 4 years, I might actually have paid off, get paid back my investment. You know what I mean? Like, and all the interest that accrued on my credit. But after that point, I'll still be putting the money back into it. So not until like I have enough money in the bank, after it's paid back all the debt that it accrued and the money's in the bank, not until at that point will I start taking any money out for myself. You know what I mean? So the business model is clear. It's like I know exactly what it costs to create a chapter. I know that I can do that in every campaign easily, right? So I'm like, because I know I can do that, I was like, okay, I'm gonna experiment with this larger model. You know what I mean? So they can do both ways. They can do the small level if they need to. They can do the big level if they need to. And then I'm not even like trying to hide that. Like, okay, if you don't mind waiting, you can just back the graphic novel at the end. The 7th campaign will be there. You just back the graphic novel, then you won't get the floppies. And you know what I mean? If there's floppies left, they may be even available then. You can wait and get them, maybe get everything then. You know, but it's not going to be any cheaper than doing it now.
Right.
Know? And then you have to wait also. So
well, you're upfront about it. That's the thing. You're not trying to, put one over on nobody.
It's a 7 campaign project. You know what I mean? And it's something that nobody's tried before. And I think it's going to work because of the way I'm approaching it. I'm not trying to make, like 7 campaigns that have $100,000. I'm not looking at the 20. I'm like, oh, I can only make this work if every campaign reaches 10 grand. I'm like, no, my campaigns will work if they each reach $1,500.
Yeah.
You know, if
It's
they reach,
basically-
if they all reach $1,500, that's the work.
Yeah,
So,
it's the
Nice.
and also you've gotten, you've created momentum too. Like I was saying earlier when we were talking about your goal and you're like, but and I was like, yeah, but looking at where where your other campaign is and where this campaign is now in that amount of time, that's a big deal. So momentum is definitely on your side. You keep that momentum going, and it's just going to keep growing. So
I think
Yeah.
also the longer the campaigns go on,
mhm.
as long as you're offering the people the chance to buy those back issue floppies, even if you got to do another run at some point.
Mhm.
Somebody's going to come in at like the third or the fourth campaign and go, whoa, this thing's been going on this long, this successive. There's got to be something to this. Can I get the other ones? I can.
Yeah.
And I
Mhm.
think they'll jump in.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to offer the floppies like as tiers. I mean, I have to decide. It depends on how things go. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
because I don't want to take floppies away. I would have to order like more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If that was the
Yeah.
case for executive backers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it really good depends on how, like, if there's a rush of people, like saying, hey, can I just want chapter 1 and chapter 2. Can I get those together? You know what I mean? I'll be
Mhm.
like, oh, I don't know. Maybe I should make you wait. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
but at the same time, then they can only afford that. Then they're going to wait all the way to chapters because they can't afford to get the whole executive backer. You know what I mean? I got to like gauge all that crap. And, so it's,
Yeah. It gets to a point to where you're like, do I try to say how okay, all right, yeah, you could do this, or can I just say you wait for the graphic novel and you'll get the entire story?
Right.
You
But
know,
I
it's
mean,
just-
at the same
it's a
time,
catch-22.
it's I'll move more books if I do it that way. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Yeah.
And people ask if I'm going to do a digital. My plans for digital are this: when the first printing of stuff is done,
Mhm.
right? The first printings are done, and then things go into second printing, which usually will be after all these campaigns. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
because if you guys understand the cost of printing of floppies, it's all cost like a couple $100 more to print 1,000 versus 250. You know what I
Right.
mean? So it's like almost as much to print, as many as just a handful as it is to print 1,000.
Right.
So I mean, I'm targeting 1,000 on these. You know what I mean? I don't think I was initially in my first campaign. My whole mindset was different. I was thinking a different kind of business model. I was thinking I needed to make 5,000, sell 5,000 books. You know what I mean? Now I'm like, okay, I just need to make like 1,000 of each of these floppies. Probably going to be 1,000 of the final book when it's done. It's only going to be a few hundred of the Vinny covers. Probably total across all the books. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like I've got these numbers worked out from being in Comicsgate, from seeing how other people buy, from seeing
Mhm.
how people buy Captain Love, talking to people, what their interest is. So I've developed a really strong Comicsgate business model for
Yep.
delivering regular comics. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I guess I'm the guinea pig on this thing. And if it works for me, you know what I mean, then I could see other people trying it because it's a safer bet.
Yeah.
You don't make people wait 2 years for your book. You know what I mean? And I'm going to be constantly running on campaigns. I mean,
Mhm.
seriously, I'm going to have a campaign open for like constantly for the next year and a half, possibly even 2 years, depending on how fast my illustrator draws.
Right.
So
Keep the man working. Right.
well, he's capable of drawing faster, but I've found that, like, say if he goes as much as like 3 weeks in a row at like even a 3 pages a week pace,
Yeah.
that he has like some kind of nervous breakdown.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I'm not sure what's going on. Like maybe he just gets way too into it and he like uses all his facilities to accomplish the artwork. I don't know what that's about. I just know that I've pushed him too hard sometimes and he's snapped. So
I can kind of understand what's going on with him because I think these guys have seen me. When I really did get into my world building, I've learned that I can either do a lot of work every day for a week, or I can do a week's worth of work in a night. but then I can't do anything for at least a week.
Yep. And then, as Piper will point out, some of that work he does is when he does it like that, it's okay, but it could be great. And when he sits down, as Piper, somebody who's edited his stuff, when you sit him down and it's like, all right, focus, do this, it's that much better.
Yeah.
Instead of doing everything at once, it's just like, okay, focus on this thing, then move on to this thing, and it's like a lot better.
Yeah.
So I can do a week's worth of work in about 8 hours. It's just somewhere around the 6.5 hour mark. The quality will start to go down, and you can actually chart that decline.
It goes from like telling an epic story of this one character to by the time he's on the 5th character, he's like, it's a guy. He does things.
And I just want to tell people that the first book is only $10 away from 8K.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you guys do that, go to the campaign and look at that, you would see that when I closed that after 60 days, I only had 97 backers, and it was at 3,389. Right. So like basically after that book was fulfilled and people started seeing it and hearing the reviews, that's when my sales started hitting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a like I said, this is a different model, so I'm not making a comparison here. So I just want to be clear on that. I think about what Antonio Bryce has done with Brand. Right, he went ahead and launched Brand: Way of the Gun, which is the second book, while he's fulfilling Brand, the first one.
Right.
And I said, well, there's two ways to look at that. One is, hold on a second. Are you? Do you have a kitty? You have a kitty.
This is Pepper Potts right here.
Yeah, remember he's got lots of cats.
I know he's got lots of cats, but I saw some petting going on, and I wanted to see the kitty. So pause for kitty. She's loving it. She's like,
is that a calico?
Yeah,
Yep.
she's
Love
calico.
calicos.
There's another one right here actually.
oh, they're just hanging out.
Oh,
You get a best spot.
And I like how that one looked at the camera like, don't do that.
Oh yeah, he's still.
hello.
She's
Did
she's just staring at it. She's like, "What the hell is with that thing?"
Yeah,
Point that thing at me.
he's gonna swat it in a minute. Like, bam.
Somebody's watching me, but I don't know why.
She's staring at it right now. She may walk up and put her face in it. She's not. She's been known to do that.
But yeah, like I said, and he put a goal like $500 or something like that. So I knew what he was doing, which is not a bad idea. He went ahead and he knew he would get quote funded, and then he could just leave it open and in demand while he's fulfilling that book, and then if he could start pressing on like Way of the Gun after he's got fulfilled, and plus then people will be out. Oh, I read the book now. Now I'm going to go back and get the other one.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. The only thing that he did wrong there is he kind of like shot himself in the foot on Indiegogo momentum.
yeah. That's the only, like I said, there's some things I would, I do have criticism. Like, I guess I'm,
You
I
should
don't.
have got some voice actors.
Yeah.
He should have got voice.
Crap.
You're gonna make me play this, aren't you?
Yeah.
Do
Yep.
the thing.
Do it.
This is an example of Antonio Bryce's voice acting.
Gotta tease him for that one.
Yeah.
Still, though, he's the only campaign I've seen so far where he actually sits there and performs a scene from the book to bring you in, to entice you, make you want more.
That's true.
Yeah, I like to see people do different things, on their trailers. I mean, the laziest things that people can do is just start talking like, oh yeah, I'm so and so, and I got this book, and here's some pictures from it, and yeah, now back it because I'm somebody that you should respect. You know what I mean? It's like, really?
And now, 2 minutes of ukulele.
Right.
I mean, that would actually be something. It's like, okay, now you brought me in with the ukulele, you got me, kind of thing.
Yeah,
some people.
that would be funny.
Yeah, but I've seen those where it's just kind of very simple. It's like, hi, this is my book, and back it, and then
Right. I mean, and they just give a quick rundown voiceover, which is, I mean, and then I mean, it's like I cannot really knock that concept too much because I mean, on my first campaign, I did that. I had Red Gaze come and do that. I mean, that's fine, but it's like that's like the minimum now. You know what I mean? It's like now everybody's got to like try and be creative and step it up. I mean, I wrote a fucking theme song for mine.
Yeah, we're already. So I mean, hell, we've got some ideas for when we debut our colored pages on ours. You know, we've got some ideas to bring those quote to life, kind of thing. You know, so
Sweet. More
It's
voice
good.
acting.
yeah, with some voice acting and things like that. You know, I think if you've seen our trailers, you realize that we can change our voices a little bit. I actually somebody the other day because they I was in a stream and they listened to the trailer and they thought I sounded like Mr. Biggins.
Oh yeah.
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 Apparently, I can really lower my voice and sound like a rich man that has a hot wife. So,
Yeah, it'd be funny if we actually see a picture of Mr. Biggins someday and he's like scrawny.
yeah,
He
almost like-
looks like Sweens, you know.
talks like real deep voice like this, and it turns out he's just
What does Sweens call himself, a manlet? Is that so funny?
Oh
It's not my joke, it's his, man. It's his.
dang.
I keep telling Sweens, I said, don't knock yourself like that, brother. People.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, and one day he was like, I forgot he was on a show with somebody, and I was there with him, and he just like, there was this one guy talking, and he just, I guess he was drinking, and he was like, man, I fucking hate you. He just started going off like, dude, Sweens, chill, buddy.
I'm sorry, I missed that. That would have been very entertaining.
Yeah,
I like Sweens. Yeah,
I like Sweens a lot, dude. He's a good dude.
Yeah, he is a really, really good dude. He reminds me of like a lot of the really cool dudes I knew in the Midwest that just didn't take no shit.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It's like he's just not having it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I got mad respect for that.
yeah. So to put a fine point on tonight, just to everybody, Captain Love, the Hero of the Cleansing, is still available. It's only $10 away from 8,000. So, if y'all gonna throw that down, I mean, hey, look, $20 for the book. Just get the book and put them over 8K for Christ's sake. We're gonna start playing Ultraverse in here if y'all don't do it.
Come on.
And let me switch screens. I wish StreamYards had a screen switch option, make this a little easier and a little more.
It would, why don't you tell them? They take
Yeah. I might give that a suggestion. They do that. And then we got the new book.
I wish they would do is I wish they would let you solo people, you know what I mean, while you had something going. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you know what I mean? So like basically, you know how they have the one where you can have a small window next to your big window? You know what I mean? It's like, why can't you have,
Talking about like that?
Yeah, like that, right?
Yeah.
And then now imagine you could do that
Mhm.
where with like not just yourself. You could
Yeah.
do it with somebody
Yes.
else.
Mhm.
Yeah. Where you could
So
watch
like if
video
I could
and
do
solo.
this, but I could switch it to
Piper, right?
Piper. Yeah.
With everybody else still there. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's something they could do. I just don't know why they don't do it.
Yeah. Give you more interactive, so people could see, who the person's talking at that time, kind of thing.
Yeah, more layouts would be the ticket on that one, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I'd like them to add at least 2 more open slots.
Oh yeah, because you always get to be the odd man out. So that's why you want to be 2 more slots. poor
Yeah,
Zane.
that's kind of a real estate issue, though. That's more
Yeah.
or less a real estate issue.
Yeah, you would have to like shrink these boxes on the side and
Well, it's not just that. You would have to, because the boxes will shrink to pretty small. But like say if you put just 6 boxes up, it pretty much fills the whole. You know what I mean?
Well,
Yeah.
no. What you do is, you know how they were going, top to bottom. After 6, they start going left to right and kind of wrap
Now,
around.
I gotta say, if you want to get rid of one, you can get rid of this one.
Does anyone do anything with that?
It's so ridiculous. It's like, all right, here's my big ass face. Now look at this little thing in the corner here.
Little tiny, yeah.
Very small.
That one actually is very beneficial if you want to run copyright video footage on your channel, because it's small enough to won't get flagged.
That's true.
Nice.
Just to be a little like, okay, now we're watching horror movies kind of thing. Yeah.
I suppose if you're doing some sort of Twitch solder, you could also use that for. This is the part you're supposed to be looking at.
No. Xavier, shut up. Here you go. Hi guys, I'm playing video games.
Oh,
Nice
no.
rack.
Yeah.
I'm sending you all my bits. Hey,
You know what? Another thing that'd be cool is if like you could do like a screen share or run like an active screen kind of thing in place of your profile pic.
Yeah, that would be nice too. So you could have another screen share type of thing instead of your profile.
Right.
Yeah.
You could be screen sharing like say like those guys that are drawing. You know,
Mhm.
instead of having to aim their camera at drawing, they could just screen share that and they could just jump back and forth. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
or you can get a mocap set up and get one of those digital avatars. Become
Yeah, let's just spend thousands of dollars and do that. Yeah.
Not that bad. It's there's
Mike,
the
don't-
live 2D rig.
Mike, don't justify this. Don't justify this.
It's about $100
haven't
bucks.
you ever wanted to be a 2D anime girl?
No,
Yeah, it's about
absolutely have
$100 bucks
not.
altogether.
I absolutely have never wanted to be a 2D anime girl. I can guarantee you that.
How are you gonna, wait, how are you going to guarantee it? I want to hear how you provide the guarantee.
I'll sign papers.
You'll commit to it, but yeah, I got you.
Yeah, I'll sign papers. I'll put it on in ink, and I'll have it certified before a judge. So, but yeah, go check out
that's
Captain
convincing.
Love.
Yes,
Rise of the
please.
Pirate Queen.
Yeah,
Go check it out. It's got momentum, so let's go.
It's going somewhere. It's actually at the this is the point, the end, nearing the end of the second week is where most campaigns slow down anyway, because Indiegogo stops pushing them, and then once. I mean, it's really if it got a big boost, it would change. It would go back onto Indiegogo's high profile. But I mean, I would love for people to do more backing. I would love to get it more exposure. I'm going to keep pushing very, very, very hard. But I don't want anybody to feel guilty that the numbers aren't moving really fast. I mean, I got things on there that no one's tried before. You know what I mean? I'm selling. What's up, Wyatt? I'm selling the first book still. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So a lot of people, instead of buying this, they're buying the first book, so they can, you know what I mean? It's like I'm
They
making
can read
them
that and then
aware.
decide if they want to, invest. Yeah.
Exactly. I've had a whole lot of people tell me that they bought the first book. The first book is delivered since the campaign has started. They bought the first book. The first book is delivered. Then they bought an executive producer tier.
Well, there you go. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Well, I personally hope this works out because it's an exciting idea. There's a lot you can do with it, and I think you can probably work some other stories with it. Probably get a little bit of refinement once you know what works, what doesn't work, and what you.
Well, ideally, if this works, if it's gonna work. They just say this is gonna work. I mean, I sat down and really crunched the numbers.
Yeah.
And the 7 campaign model will work. It's a lot of extra lifting. You know what I mean? But it's the only way that I can get the books done before I start the campaign, right? So chapter 1 was well done, you know what I mean? And so working on chapter 2. So when chapter 2 is done, then we can launch the campaign for chapter 2 versus the typical crowdfunding model where you're, doing the books after the book is funded.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of mixing both in there at the same time. So for people who want to back, and support Captain Love, they're totally able to, and I appreciate that. And that money is not getting, used for any other purpose than exactly what it's for. So it's, and the model will be fine. I mean, if you think about it, 7 campaigns, if they all make $1,500, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That makes the figures that it would need to do all the books. You know what I mean? Not necessarily the cost to pay the illustrator. Obviously, I would, if that's all I make is the $1,500 on each campaign. Yeah, I'm going to take a hit financially on the cost to produce the books. You know what I mean? But there still will. But come on, I'm not going to only make $1,500 on these campaigns. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but the $1,500 that I would make would be enough to produce it properly across the board for all of them. So it's like I've done the number crunching, I've done the business sense. This makes a lot more sense. It's smaller bites. It's gonna be able to keep it out there for a while. And if this goes well, let's say it gets more popular and even more momentum, and everybody's all like, you know what, this Captain Love shit's awesome. We all need Captain Love. We gotta tell everybody, And I'm also reaching out to new audiences as I can, to bring in more people and stuff, to the Captain Love, fan base. The beauty is that if I can get it to the point to where I can run shorter campaigns, you know what I mean? Then let's say like I only need to run a campaign for 30 days, and then I can because the book's going to be done, I can deliver in the following month, right? So then it's just a 2-month process. Well, then I can work on, and it's working. It's like it's something that I can feel very confident in. You know what I mean? That I can possibly mix in another book, another, not just another Captain Love book, but I mean, like I have a lot of other things that I want to do, and I mean, I could mix another one in. So while we're waiting for Captain Love to get drawn, you know what I mean? It could sit in demand and be fulfilled, and have another title of another series complete. You know what I mean? Also running in parallel. You know what I mean? So because you can't run too many campaigns on Indiegogo, they don't allow too much to happen. But at the same time, so it's like I could run a Captain Love one, and then another one, and then a Captain Love one, and then another one. You know what I mean? And then I mean that's about the fastest, and I think they can go with this. And if it really well explodes and all that kind of stuff, I can obviously even step up to the next level on the business model, and and to do retail. And then at some point when the first book goes into second printing, right, I'm probably going to close the hey, what's up, Brian? Hey, check out his book, Six Gun Gorilla, the big gun down. That book is a great read. The first one, the Long Days of Vengeance, I got that. That is a great read. This next one, I guarantee it's going to be just as good. So definitely check out Six Gun Gorilla. That's it's no animal sex, anything weird like that in it.
Guaranteed, no animal sex.
Well, I can't guarantee that on the new one, but But that with the big gun down, obviously, it's going to be lots of violence and guns and shooting and What's the very very big ape with very big guns, blowing very big holes and very bad people. Yeah, so,
good. It's a good tagline. I like it.
Right. Yeah. If I can remember it, that means it's a good tagline. So it's like, but Captain Love, is going to be it's going to be around for a long time. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to have my feelings hurt if you back it now versus backing it later. Just back it. You know what I mean? Don't let it pass you by. You know what I mean? If you're like, you don't want to wait for the book, you don't want to wait till July to get your chapter 1. Fine. Get a Captain Love here at the Cleansing. It'll ship tomorrow.
Right.
Tomorrow's Thursday. I will put that shit in the mail tomorrow. You know what I mean?
There you go.
So, I got everything you could ask for. Unless you're scared of fucking titties.
Well, if you don't mind, I got to do one last shilling for a certain other book.
Oh yes, I think I know which book you're talking about.
Yeah, you might have heard of it. Let's see. It is this one. Y'all heard about this one, guys? It's called Peregrine Wings of the Falcon.
That's new to me.
But as you can see, I explained to you guys last night about the little setback we had. Now we've fully recovered that and then some. And
so
we
what
are now.
What was the setback? Somebody do a refund or what?
Yeah, somebody did a donation of $500, and we have a feeling it was a mistake because 2 days later it was gone. So $500, trying to recover that. When we were from 73% to 67%, it was like, right.
So you guys are pushing for that fixed goal. You know what I mean? So yeah, you'll get there though. You got plenty of time.
Yeah. So, we just wanted to point out, thanks to all the people who backed it, everybody who's rallied, that, it pushed past the setback has been overtaken and then some. Like I said, we're at 79%, was 79.3 really, but very close. $70 from 8,000. It was 80,000. I'd be turning backflips right now. But
I mean, it's hard to not be jealous of those people who have those kinds of high mark successes. Because it's like if my book was even just at 30K. You know what I mean? I would not be in debt on it anymore. You
Right.
know what I mean? I'd be like, oh fuck, dude, what a huge relief that would be in my world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's but that's just like one of those blessings that some people get, some people don't. You
Yeah.
know?
But that's what we just want successes, and that's what Comicsgate's all about, is getting success. And like I said, everybody, we appreciate everything that y'all have done so far. 151 backers, we really appreciate it. And to show,
So wait, bring that back up and let's talk about your book. Come on. I mean,
Well,
I'm obviously I'm going to bring you guys on my channel to interview you in depth, but come on.
Sweet.
Okay, so
But so this is going to be 48 pages, right? So
48
it's a
pages, perfect bound, full color.
full color, and there's lots of boob window.
Lots of boob window. You can see right there. Well, let's go down to this image. There you go. Plenty of that.
I'm very proud of that.
Yeah. Plenty of that. And, you can't see it here, but there is tummy too. So, she's showing off.
So she's got boob window and midriff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
She's showing off.
Exposed elbow,
so I
levers.
assume it's warm where she lives then.
Yeah, sure. Or you could just assume she doesn't get cold. Oh.
So what is her superpower?
Her superpower is she's super strong. She can fly. There is one power that I'm not going to talk about yet.
Does she defy gravity, or does she just like Superman and can just like jump and fly? Because Superman he leaves damage on the ground because he jumps to get in the air.
Hers is like natural flight. So
okay, so she can defy gravity. I got
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she can kind of like the feathery takeoff, just like whoop, she's off, kind of thing. Instead of like I know like from the movie, and I think I will give the Man of Steel and those movies credits. Like they do those things where he's taking off, and you see the ground kind of shaking before he takes off.
Well, the old comics used to be that way too. They used to be like a little crack in the ground after he took off.
Yeah,
or when he would land.
Mm-hmm. And Fatty says what most people are thinking.
Memorize.
Yeah, memorize. Yeah. And like I said, this is a reconstruction of the superhero genre because we feel that superheroes have been watered down, and it's all it just doesn't matter anymore.
Constructed.
Are you gonna give the future male character a boob window?
Yes. That was a question that we did get the other day. They said, where are all the male characters? And we basically, we assure you there are male characters, but we had to start somewhere.
Yeah. No, that's true. That's true.
Mm-hmm. And as far as somebody in the chat just asked who the artist, Douglas Franchen is the cover A artist and the interior artist. He worked on X-Men Blue and Halo Escalation. Those are some of his bigger projects. Of course, the script is by our good buddy Scott McCullough, who is currently in quarantine with
he's still in Germany, right?
No, he's back in the US. He's just in quarantine because of he was in Germany. They shipped him back here, but of course, once you come into another, come back from it doesn't matter if you're military or whatever, you're going into quarantine. So right now. So colors by Farah Nurmaliza, as I pointed out earlier when I was on Adam Post's stream. She's very, very popular right now. She's done College of the Dead 2. She's doing Super Harem. She's doing Door Kickers, and now she's doing Peregrine. So she's very sought after. Lettering by the man Eric Weathers. The manga cover is by H Senpai 9. I'm in. By the way, Piper, and I'll let you know I'm in the talks with them. We're getting that cover fixed. We're getting the colors straightened out. So
sweet.
It will be looking good soon, and be ready to show everybody like the full version instead of just instead of the whip. The whip. And of course, there is the cover. Love this cover. Very dynamic.
So who is she? Tell me about who is she? Tell us. I you don't have to answer now, but when you guys come on, I'm gonna dig deep.
Oh yeah.
Definitely. Peregrine is the daughter of the world's most famous superhero. Someone who she's very hesitant to take up his mantle. But because of a cataclysm, she it's either her or nobody. So she steps in, and it's up to her to decide if she wants to do it or not. And you'll have to read the story to find out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm assuming she's gonna step into it because you wouldn't choose to do her first.
Well, you'll see.
That's just how it is.
And I can't wait to get
It's more or less reading the book to find out
how we get from point
why
to point.
she does what she does and how it turned out. Yeah.
The different motivations and stuff. And of course, that's the promo art that will be a print.
That one was drawn by Ian
Warrento.
Yeah, but that was colored by Farah.
So you can this gives you an idea what those colors are going to look like in the book.
Nice.
And of course, trailers. Everybody's seen the trailer though. So
I'm gonna fit the stretch goal graphics. I need a break.
Yeah, we got the stretch goals at 13,000. We got 2 11x17 posters that will be folded. I just had to point that out because the question is asked.
Yeah, everybody that backed any tier will get these posters if we hit that.
Yeah, first one is we're going to get a bigger version of that up so people can see it better.
Yeah,
is Cider Hype Star Supreme crossover. He is also. I had to briefly tell the story because every time people ask, like, who's Star Supreme? Well, Star Supreme is a character that Cider Hype has developed in his book upcoming called The Colossals, and he was basically developing a superhero book at the same time we were. We were paralleling, and we didn't even know it. And then one day, I heard him talking about his project, and I'm like, "Uh-oh." Hey, so I asked him, like, "Hey, Cider Hype, when are you launching that book there, buddy?" He's like, "Oh, it's probably, maybe September, October." I'm like, and then I had to tell him why, and then he said he got really excited. I got really excited, and he said, "Can my artist do a crossover book?" Yes, they can. They can do a crossover print. They absolutely can. So, and then the other one, which we're excited to get, is the Michael Curtis's Inglewood crossover, which is going to be an homage to Batman Superman volume issue number 1. That was done by Ed McGuinness, and in that book is being, that poster is being done by the Inglewood team, which is Armand. I know you're listening. So Armand Strange is doing the colors, and that other guy is drawing it.
I feel so bad.
I feel so bad. I
can't remember on his name too. Oh,
but yeah, I think that's going to be a fun.
So you're gonna fold your poster?
Yeah, it's 11x17, so it'll be folded.
They ship based on weight, so like the whole cost to ship that thing in a tube would be based on not the size of the tube, but the weight of the tube. And
but then there's the tube.
Well, yeah.
We'll see how it goes. If things work out and we have an overabundance of things to work with, we'll reconsider it.
Yeah. If I can get like all like across I think that one of the things that I want to do, if I can get across all 70 of the campaigns for Rise of the Pirate King, if I can get the average of 10K a campaign, right? Then I'm going. So like if it gets to a 70K point, like if it gets anywhere in the base, if it gets 70K, I'm going to do a special perk. Secret tier stretch goal. I don't know if you call it a stretch goal or not, but I'm going to actually do I have to get the okay from Vinny first on this, because I just came up with it today. But I want to do the Vinny thing as a poster, and then deliver it as a stretch goal to everybody who's an executive producer.
Right.
Yeah,
that would be really cool.
I think that would be awesome because because obviously it would be just for the executive producers, because if you're just backing like one chapter, it's like I don't know if it's that's okay to like send a poster to somebody who just invested $15. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, but if they did the executive producer thing, things like I'm going to do special things like that. Like if this book hits certain goals, you know what I mean? That I see like, okay, because the reason why the 70K goal is because it is enough to pay for all the work that my illustrator and colorist have done, and leaves room for a bonus.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So it's like I want to be able to give them like a bonus. You know what I mean? Like, thanks for great work on this before I do the poster. You know what I mean? So.
And one more thing I want to share, because this will be really quick, is that we have t-shirts now.
It's your show, man. You can drag it if you want to.
But well, I can look at Piper's eyes and tell what's going
Oh,
on.
so your t-shirts are on Avalon. And that's cool.
Yeah. So we got the normal graded 0.5 logo shirt, and then of course this is Piper's favorite. Let's get a close up of this so people can see it. This was a joke that started a long time ago, and we decided to make it a shirt. So it's basically the graded logo, but it says, "Piper, what did you do now?"
Oh.
It used to be the thumbnail for a couple of streams we did where
Something would happen to Piper, and it wasn't she wasn't in trouble or anything. It was just
it would be
something happened.
anti-Comicsgate going after me, and so we would have to do a stream because 5 million people
Mhm.
will do that. Well, I want proof of this and I want proof of that.
Yeah, it was one of those things. It's like, well, instead of trying to explain it 100 times on Twitter, how about I explain it on a stream once, and be done with it, Then you can just refer to, here's a link to the stream where I explained everything, and that's why the joke became, Piper, what have you done now?
Yeah.
You got a super chat from Mark Marinelli. Yeah,
We did.
Oh, cool. You
We
want me
got
to
this
read it?
one. Did I miss another one?
That's Mark
No, this is
Marinelli
the
right
one.
there.
Yeah.
Oh, I call them 6 a.m. comics. Yeah. But, just wanted to drop in real quick to show some love for Peregrine and Captain Love. Just finished reading Hero of the Cleansing and loved it. Night All. There you go. Love it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, he is a really, really cool dude. And I don't know if you guys heard that Comicsgate song he did. Did you guys hear that?
I don't think I have.
Oh, I'm gonna give your eardrums a treat right now.
Okay.
You guys, because he did a Comicsgate song, like a real Comicsgate song.
Nice. And I want to real. Uh-oh.
Neck beard so tight, got my glasses just right. Feeling so in my veins, Twitter raging all night. As I tune to my feed, what's this I see? Hashtag Comicsgate, so much controversy. I spit out my tea. This all caps logo is laughing at me.
Piper, start grooving.
I'm chafing in my skinny jeans, but I gotta wait night till the daylight. Daddy working overtime for the soy boy life.
Oh,
Break it down.
Let me cluck, cuck for a buck. I cut from the big till overflow with much. See, my roommates all agree. You need to pay a big diversity. Working at any smoke, can't play dog with a mansplain. Can't hold a candle to my Hollywood payday. $20,000, yummy pre-tax cheddar. I'd like to see you in cells try and do better. Your pages float, your comics are late.
Okay.
That was awesome.
that's a great song.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem.
Yeah, I make sure that everybody gets to hear that because that man has got some talent. He's got the Starfetched video game out.
Mhm.
He's got the he's
Yeah.
got the Starfish comic he's working on. He made that, all the little characters that he drew, that big poster that he put it into a video, you know what I mean? And that's
Mhm.
that's where he put that soundtrack part. He did it just for the little video. I heard that and I'm like, that is awesome. I'm like, dude, I need that. I need that.
Dude, that song is awesome.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
also, what was that? Does it go back here? And then we also have Peregrine shirts.
Yeah, the boob window.
The boob window shirts.
Wait, why don't you actually have like a version of that where you actually have a knockout with like clear something?
Actually, have it cut out.
Yeah.
I've
We can
gotta
do that.
find out if we could do that because I was thinking about that.
Well, you don't have to actually. It doesn't have to be like actually like a hole. You could put like a piece of clear plastic sewn into it.
Yeah.
Once again.
Yeah, I know. I still gotta figure out if we could do that because I don't know what.
Got to make sure what our available resources are. I guess. for
Yeah.
that is would be the question.
Cost effectiveness. I got you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd
So,
still be
but in the
cool.
meantime,
Yeah, it would be cool.
there's the fake boobs.
Yeah. The fake
window.
boob window.
Boob window keyhole shirt.
Yeah.
I can't wait to start seeing this in a cosplay.
Oh yeah, it's coming.
Yep.
We know of at least like 2 people who are thinking about cosplay. So it's going to be really neat. Really, really neat. So as it is 11:37 at night, and I see Piper is almost at that point where we're gonna have to yell at her to wake up.
At least this means I'm getting my normal sleep schedule back after the weekend.
Oh, yeah, you did after the lady night stream and all that stuff. You were just like, woo,
Woo! I was up playing games on people's streams and stuff like till 2, 3 in the morning.
The weekend was wild. That's all I got to say. But yeah, guys, thank y'all so much for coming by and checking us out. Back Captain Love, Rise of the Pirate King. It's the link's in the description below. Back Peregrine, the link is also in the description below. Check out the shirts on comicsavalon.com. Give a like and on this stream. Be sure you're subbed. Hit that bell for notifications, and we will see you tomorrow night when we will have. We're kind of crossing the streams tomorrow night. We're having Piper and I are going to be on Matt Wanger's Wingcast tomorrow night, and then after we're done there, we're coming over here with Matt Wanger. We're we're
dragging him over here, kicking his.
He kidnaps us, and then we kidnapped him back. That's like we immediately retaliated. So thank you guys so much for showing up, and we will see you tomorrow night. We're gonna have a lot of fun. Y'all take care.
Bye. Back Captain Love.
Do that. Bye-bye.